How to get rid of that cringe feeling that is stopping you from talking to new people, from making friends, from meeting girls. You don't do it by trying and trying and trying so hard to be more social. No. You've done that already. It doesn't work for you. That's not who you are. And so, what do we do when you have to do something which is completely the opposite of who you are as a person? You don't change the thing because then you stay the same person. You actually change who you are. You need to get rid of the past version of yourself. Get rid of everything that reminds you of who you are, of that version of you that is not social, that is stuck at home, that is not talking to new people, that is walking through the street, looking at different people and hoping that they will speak to you, hoping that otherwise you have the courage to go and speak to them, but that courage isn't there. It just feels too cringe. You're scared of rejection. You're scared of being in an awkward, uncomfortable situation when you eventually, if you muster up the courage to speak to that person. The way to fix it is by changing yourself completely. You can do it all at once, which is way more difficult. Move to a new country, change your whole wardrobe, change how you look, get rid of your glasses, change your hairstyle, get a buzz cut, change all the clothes that you're wearing, change your phone, delete all the apps, unsubscribe from all the YouTube channels that you're watching. When you go and open YouTube, you see the same channels every day, right? This keeps you stuck in the same mentality. If you watch the same person for 10 years, you will listen to the same person talking about the same topics for 10 years, and you will stay the same person for 10 years. Doing this all at once would be ideal. It would be the fastest way to change everything about your life as fast as possible, as quickly as possible. But it's difficult. It could be financial. You may not have all of the funds to change your whole environment, but you can tinker at it away little by little. And this is also progress. So for example, I never did the whole complete jump, which would change my life, 180, turn around. Nothing is the same anymore. No. I've been realizing this, how important changing, evolving is. And so I've been doing it slowly. Change a couple pieces in my wardrobe, start dressing more nicely in a way that makes me confident outside, and that little boost of confidence, I look at myself in the elevator mirror, I see a good looking motherfucker with a stylish clothes, and so I feel like for that person who looks stylish, confident, it would be way more natural for me who looks in that way, to speak to new people, to be social, to be an extrovert, because I look a little bit more like an extrovert. You know, the type of girl who isn't rich at all, but wears Louis Vuitton bags, wears Gucci, or like has this Dior bag with her, going shopping and walking around the city with like clean clothes, nice makeup. She could be poor as fuck, but the way she portrays herself tells everybody around her, and tells herself as well, that, oh, I can date a billionaire, I can date a millionaire. Just because she changed the way she looks, she now sees herself like a completely different person, ready for a high-value man to date her. Yeah, it is superficial, yes, you're spending money, but what else really is there to spend money on than your evolution? And telling you that it's superficial, dude, of course, if you just dress in all designer brands and it just boosts your ego and it doesn't do anything for your goals, then that of course is superficial. You're not trying to impress anybody. What you're trying to do is fix your mental health. And if getting new clothes, if changing your environment, if moving to a different city, if unsubscribing from your favorite channels is going to help you achieve that goal, then by all means you should do that, even if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, or even if you need to spend some money. The next step, collect evidence. Confidence, really where it comes from, where your identity comes from, is from your past experiences, from what's happened before. So if you right now had the track record of speaking to 100 big titty Latina girls and actually getting their numbers, you would feel way more comfortable speaking to 101st one. If you had 5 girlfriends, 5 blondes at the time dating you right now, it wouldn't feel intimidating to go and speak to another blonde that you randomly see on the street. If you had a vibrant group of friends, 10 people who are not only here with you to like drink, do drugs or whatever, that are actually have like the same values as you have, that you can actually vibe, have a meaningful conversation with, it would be way easier for you to be social around new people and to not lock in into yourself, to make new friends, to invite somebody into this group and show them around, show this leadership which is necessary for social connections. It's not realistic for you to have all of this track record and experience right now, but what you can do right now is start practicing. Go out, try to speak to new people, try to get a couple numbers from girls that you find attractive. I don't care if you walk around the city center for 5 hours looking like a dickhead, you are practicing, you are making progress, and eventually you will speak to a 10 out of 10 and everything will click for you. It will go from that unachievable, impossible thing down to something way more achievable that you have done before, which then you believe that it is possible and your identity will start changing. Then when that happens, you need to keep up the momentum, go outside into the real world, speak to people every single day. It's kind of a skill that you get very rusty if you do not practice. If you do not practice being social, meeting new friends, talking with women, you will get bad at it. You will lose your momentum, your experience, your skill quickly. You will lose your edge, and it won't feel as easy to meet new people anymore. This is what I've learned after 2 months traveling alone at 18, trying to be as social as possible, trying to get rid of my antisocial, introverted personality and build myself up as this new version of myself, Tomek, the social Chad, for whom it is not very difficult to speak to new people. If you want to learn more, go and click the first in the description. It's my Japanese IQ program where I teach this stuff, how to be social in Japan, really just advanced tactics that nobody else teaches. Thank you for watching and see you.